What is the underlying cause of thalassophobia? Thalassophobia, the fear of deep bodies of water, is a fear that is prevalent amongst adults and children. If you have this fear, you might think you know the underlying cause. However, in a general sense, it is more difficult to find a clear-cut answer to what causes thalassophobia. Could it possibly be biological? Could this fear be due to the media and culture surrounding the ocean, whether it be in movies or the news? Could this fear be due to the environment we grow up in? All of these could be causes for thalassophobia, or it could even be something not aforementioned. So, is thalassophobia caused by one of these things? And if so, which one? Is it a combination? Delving further into research will help find the answers to the question. According to Jameson in Fear and Loathing of the Deep Ocean, human beings, when exposed to an environment they have not been evolved to inhabit, experience fear. This is because the human mind fears the unknown, and imagination begins to take over. This trait, which is characterized by the fear of large bodies of water, developed from our ancestors who survived and passed it on to us. However, a counter-argument presents itself when you ask the question, if thalassophobia is biological, why does a large portion of the population not exhibit this fear? Well, that question can be answered by the next potential cause of thalassophobia. When we are children, our minds are like sponges, soaking in information and learning new things. We are capable of learning to read, write, and have other skills, like playing an instrument. Is it not possible, then, to learn or develop a fear of water? Well, according to the article Fear of Water in Children and Adults, Etiology and Familial Effects, children exhibit different levels of fear of the water based on the different traits their parents possessed. Well, what traits had a high correlation with aquaphobia? The answer is low water competence. This means that the parents had lower capabilities and thus passed on that confidence to their children. Finally, media and culture can play a major role in thalassophobia. For example, studies have shown that the movie Jaws by Steven Spielberg still has a significant effect on the perspectives of sharks and oceans as a whole. From a broad perspective, it is difficult to discern which of these causes thalassophobia, or if it is a combination of factors. Either way, it is important to get to the bottom of a certain fear, as that is the first step to conquering it. The position I am arguing is that a combination of factors lead to thalassophobia. I am aiming to look at this phobia from a psychosocial lens. I acquired my research not through actual experimentation or field research, but by gathering information from previously conducted research studies. Studies find that specific phobias, including but not limited to thalassophobia, do not have one discerning cause, but have many different factors for different people, or are the result of a combination of factors. These include traumatic experiences, learned behaviors, and biological influences. Using three different sections, biological, behavioral, and media, the goal is to find what the underlying cause of thalassophobia is. Different sources claim that thalassophobia is the product of different things, so we must weigh each of these options, combined with statistics and studies, to find which one is the underlying cause. The reason a psychosocial approach was taken was because this research looks at many different factors as to why fear is present. Hopefully, this methodology leads to the most accurate answer to the question. The belief that phobias are genetic is an argument that is not only backed by evidence, but the logical reasoning to why humans would have genetic aversions to certain things is sound as well. Humans might have survived by avoiding dangerous environments, say the ocean, for example. The trait for having fears of the ocean would then be passed on if it caused humans to survive, making it prevalent in new generations. This is where the idea for the genetic transferring of phobias comes from, but the idea is backed by evidence. According to the National Library of Medicine, phobias tend to be 30 to 40% heritable in twin studies. Well, this piece of evidence is a double-edged sword because it proves that there is a correlation between genetic factors and phobias, but if only a 30 to 40% correlation can be established, what accounts for the other aspects of thalassophobia? Well, let's take this into account. If a parent suffers from a phobia, is the child more likely to suffer from said phobia because it was passed on genetically or because they see and imitate the behaviors of their parents around them? As previously mentioned, studies have shown a correlation between a parent's confidence with water and their children's confidence with water. Even more so, a child's confidence level would vary based on which parent they were with when their water competence was evaluated. If the parent exhibited higher levels of water competence, the child was more confident, and vice versa. However, this could be interpreted two ways. Are the children whose parents are afraid of water also afraid of water because it was passed down to them, or is it because they have been conditioned to have a fear of the water? Well, the research paper insinuates it is due to the children's conditioning, but that is up for debate. However, a piece of evidence that more definitively points to experiences leading to thalassophobia is from a study from Verywell Mind. The study found that the most common cause of aquaphobia, the fear of water, was negative experience in life. However, this piece of evidence likely only accounts for a fraction of the people who have thalassophobia, as this could cause someone to develop a fear of water, but there are so many who have never had a bad experience with water and still fear it. Well, this brings us to the next possibility. Could thalassophobia be caused by the media we consume? Many people who were not born innately scared of the water and who have not had a negative experience with it still come to have thalassophobia. This could be attributed to the media we are exposed to relating to large bodies of water. Water has been present in horror for many years. For example, the 2017 horror novel by Mira Grant, Rolling in the Deep, begins with its prologue, "For Mike and Marnie, stay away from the water." Even before that, Steven Spielberg's 1975 movie Jaws was a massive hit and still has cultural influence to this day. So much so that the movie is still attributed with causing a fear of sharks and other sea creatures in people today. Now the question becomes how much this media actually plays a part in the development of thalassophobia. Does this media cause thalassophobia or simply bring it to the forefront of everyday people's minds? Well, the final part of this whole investigation boils down to weighing the different factors of thalassophobia, as all of them have their merit towards being accredited with causing thalassophobia. It has been established that the media we consume, our experiences in life, and our genetics play a role in thalassophobia. But what is the true underlying cause? Which of these is the strongest predictor or factor for thalassophobia in the people of today? Well, the answer is it depends. On a case-by-case basis, each person has different reasons to fear what they fear. Maybe they were born with it. Maybe their parents led them to fear it. Maybe they consumed too much media that caused them to fear it. That's the thing with fears. Every person has a different reason to fear it, and everyone fears it for a different reason. What that means is that what causes the fear amongst people is different from person to person, but some might fear the ocean due to its unfathomable depth, while others might fear it due to the creatures that are in it. With that being said, it is necessary to look within you to find what causes your fears. Finding that is the first step in beating it.